Hello, I'm Katie McManus, business strategist and leadership coach. Happy Tuesday, everyone. We're a little late. It's like 10:30 at night where I am. I have the ring light, which means that my circadian rhythms are going to be thrown off for the next couple hours. But I am willing to sacrifice that because I really want to talk to you tonight about energy and how important it is in your business. Okay, so I'm going to start off with a quote, which always makes me feel like this is the beginning of a Criminal Minds episode. And don't worry, I'm not going to like dive into a story about a serial killer afterwards. This does have to do with your business. Okay. So Maya Angelou said something along the lines of people will never remember what you say, they won't remember what you did, but they will remember how you made them feel. Okay. And I just want you to think back in this moment where whenever you're watching this video, I want you to think back to someone who made you feel loved, someone who made you feel appreciated, someone who made you feel looked over. And I guarantee you, like, I didn't plan on asking those prompting questions, and those images just came up for me one after the other. It's so accessible. And so I know that happened for you too. And hi, whoever's watching, welcome. I am streaming this to both the Facebooks and to LinkedIn and to YouTube. And as I like to remind everyone, I love this to be interactive. So if you have any questions or comments, please do pipe in. But do remember that this is technology. So it's sometimes our friend, sometimes not. And sometimes it doesn't show me all the comments. So if you write something and I don't respond, it is not you. It is just the technology. Deal? Okay. Beautiful. So how does this relate to your business? Okay. So energy is what we transmit out into the world that makes the people around us feel different things. Okay. And we're all transmitting some kind of energy one way or another, whether we mean to or not, at all times of the day, even when we're sleeping. Okay. Um, like, have you ever watched someone sleep? I know, like, and not in a creepy way, but like watch them sleep, and you can kind of tell if they're having like a peaceful sleep or if they're having like a bad dream, or if they're kind of disturbed in some way. Like, we are transmitting this. Okay, that energy is always coming out of us. Okay, and in your business, it is super important because if your energy is bad, you're not going to get clients, which is means that you're not going to be making money, which means that your business is not going to stay in business for very long, and we don't want that. So I want to talk about what bad energy or like that low vibe feeling can do in your business and how it shows up. I also want to talk about what good energy is not, because we mistake it for a lot of different things often. And then we're going to talk about what that good energy actually is. Okay. Because that's what's super useful for you right now. Right. Okay. So bad energy, let's talk through a few different things. So first and foremost, bad energy can come across as desperation. And desperation, especially when you're on an enrollment call with a new prospective client, can come across as, I don't give a fuck about you. All I care about is getting the money you have in your pocket, because I have no money in my pocket and I need the money in your pocket so that I have money in my pocket. So the energy you're transmitting in this space is that you are desperate, that you don't give a damn about this person in front of you, and that you will do absolutely anything to get their money. Not something you want to transmit on a sales call, even if you are a little broke. Okay. We don't want to be transmitting that we are desperate. Okay. Not something we want to do. Another thing that comes up that is bad energy that can get translated really easily. And welcome everyone who's watching. Hi. Oh my gosh, this is like the witching hour, super late. Welcome. So a lot of times, and this is similar to desperation, okay? So oftentimes, if you have some money garbage happening, if you have a shitty relationship with money, I guarantee you that is getting mixed in with your energy when you're talking to prospective clients. And what this can look like is you're on an enrollment call with someone. You're assessing if they're going to be the right client for you, and you're so excited because they are just the perfect client for you. They have all the problems that you specialize in helping with. They want the things that you've gotten for clients in the past, and you're just vibing with them. They just seem like super excited for what you have. Maybe you're laughing a lot. You have the same sense of humor. It's just like it's a business date gone really, really well. Okay, you want a second date. But you get towards the end of this call and you start thinking, oh shit, I have to ask them for money. Oh no, I have to ask them for money. And my prices are really high. Like, I don't know if they'll be able to afford it, or if they'll see it as worth it, or all this stuff. And so you contract your energy back. So you're vibing with them, you're having this amazing time. But once you start imagining this, you actually shrink your energy back, and they're left thinking like, oh, where'd they go? Where'd they go? Like, I was vibing with them and now they're gone and now they're making an offer and this doesn't feel good to me. Okay. So worrying about the money while you're in relationship with someone can create a really bad energetic experience. Related is just not having that belief that what you offer is worth it. Not believing that your service is worth it, not believing that you are qualified. Like, you'd be crazy how incredibly qualified some people are. I've spoken to, there's this one woman who had two masters and a doctorate in communications. And she didn't think she was qualified to consult on how to communicate within organizations. I don't know anyone who's more qualified for that. But it's something that we get attached to, believing that we're not enough, believing that we don't have the qualifications or we're not ready or whatever. And all that stuff just creates this really icky energy field around us. And no one wants to align or partner with that kind of energy field. Okay. If you're on a date with someone and like they're really charming and they're amazing and you're laughing and having so much fun and the food's great and the drinks are great and like you go and do fun things, and then all of a sudden towards the end of the date, like they just like their confidence gets sucked out of them. They're just like, oh God. Like, that's not gonna speak well of like future dates happening. It's probably not gonna work out. It's the same thing in your business. Okay. So now I want to talk about, so we've talked about a few ways where it shows up. Okay. Now let's talk about how people generally try to fix this and make it better and fail, because I don't want you wasting your time doing these things. Okay. So what good energy is not, it is not wearing professional clothes. It is not wearing a suit jacket. It is not dressing up and doing your makeup. It is not wearing like your lucky earrings. I mean, if lucky earrings like do it for you, but that's not going to get you good energy. It is not putting on any kind of armor that makes you feel like you look like you're playing the part. Okay. So if it's your first time in court and you're a lawyer and you've never been in court before, it's not going to be the thing that carries you through. It may help you with your self-confidence, but it's not going to be the thing that fakes it and makes it with other people. Okay. They're going to read that really well. They're going to see right through it. It is also not leaning into your professional and expert speak. Okay. The only person out there who's questioning if you know what you're talking about is you. Okay. If you are going out there and trying to prove to everyone that you know what you're talking about, you're an expert in this and that and the other thing, all people are going to think is, wow, I feel kind of dumb when I'm around them. I feel dumb because they're using expert speak that I don't understand. And they must be really smart because they understand it, but I don't know how to interact with them because I feel stupid and I don't know how to engage with them. That's all it does. It alienates the hell out of people. The other thing that I hear a lot, especially from you coaches out there, is, oh my God, well, how do I have any right to coach people on their life, their marriage, their career, blah, 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 if I don't personally have that stuff figured out for me? Did I just call you out there? I'm curious. So I know it's kind of personal, so you can send me a DM. I want to hear about it. You being perfect is not the thing that is going to attract people to you. It may for like, I don't know, like 0.1% of people. But for most people, like I don't know anyone who's struggling with their weight who would want to hire a coach who has never struggled with their weight. Okay. Say you're 100 pounds overweight and you want to lose it and you want to get healthy and you want to be comfortable in your body and all the things. You're probably not going to be super comfortable going to like a Tiffany who's 120 pounds soaking wet and has never struggled with her weight a day in her life. You're probably going to want to go with like a Sarah who is like 170 pounds, lost 50 pounds, gained 10 back, lost another 20, whatever, has that ongoing struggle because she understands where you are. Now, she's not going to be that perfect ideal. Oh, I just got a heart on that one. Thank you. No, she's not going to be that perfect ideal. Okay. It's not like she's always had the perfect thing set up, but she gets you and she's real and you can align with that. Okay. So you trying to be perfect in the eyes of your clients is not actually making you more accessible to them. It's alienating the hell out of them. Okay. So that is what good energy is not. Okay. It's all those things. And all those things fall under the category of proving it energy. Okay. So if instead of putting out good energy, you're just trying to prove it, that you are good enough, that you are expert enough, that you are worthy enough, you are not putting out good enough energy. Okay. All you're doing is alienating people and kind of showing your cards as a little insecure. And that's not what we want, right? Because we're confident and badass business owners. So let's talk about what good energy is. It's going live and kind of just trusting that the right things are going to come out. And also trusting that sometimes the right things will not come out and it will go badly. And it's still going to be okay because you showed up authentically as yourself. And people get an insight into that and it makes them feel good because it also gives them permission to show up authentically, screw it up sometimes, and have the world not burn down. Okay. That is magic. Okay. That is one of the best energetic things you can do in your business. Okay. Now, the next bit you can do is speak to people on their level. So I know I just previously spoke about, using your expert speak to prove that you know what you're talking about and you're a leader in the field or whatever. That it just talks over people. But what you can do is if you know the root problem, okay? So let's go back to weight loss. Okay. So someone who's a weight loss expert may have this belief that the main problem around weight loss is that people have unhealed childhood trauma. Okay. That might be their belief system, and that is the person that they work with. Now, their clients out there don't see it that way. They don't see, oh, I have unhealed childhood trauma, and that's why I hold on to the weight and all this stuff. No, their clients are out there saying, my pants are too tight. My pants are too tight. I can't get into them in the morning. It's uncomfortable. And then like halfway through the day, I get bloated and I have to unbutton, and it's embarrassing because I have to like sneakily try to button my pants back up at lunch without anyone noticing. And then sometimes they do and we laugh and it's like kind of embarrassing. I don't want that. Also, I don't really feel sexy in bed. Those are the problems that they see it. So if you're speaking to people on their level and describing the things that they experience all throughout the day that bother them, that remind them of what they want instead, they're going to feel so much more connected to you, even if you're not telling what the solution is. Okay. All you really need to do is say, hey, you, I see you. And here's the thing you're experiencing. And I know it's really painful. And do you want to talk? Do you want to talk? Because I get you. Okay. Like, isn't that such a better approach than I know this, and this, and this, and I'm very smart. Right? Okay. Another thing that is good energy. Good energy. And it has nothing to do with how you talk to people and how you show up with people or tactics that you do. It's literally as simple as taking a couple minutes before you dive into something in your business, before you go live, before you hop on a client call, before you write an email, just taking a couple minutes and just centering yourself in some way, shape, or form. And I'm just going to move because I'm sitting cross-legged and my knees are hurting. I'm on this futon right now and it's awful. I'm in this awful Airbnb right now. And this futon, it was supposed to be a couch. I don't recommend futons for anyone who's older than 22 years old. I'm obviously no longer 22. So forgive me. I'm just have to rearrange my legs and my feet are falling asleep. Okay. Back to centering yourself. So don't center yourself on a futon. It doesn't work. But just taking a couple of minutes, and a couple of exercises that I love doing are just breathing, but like you don't have to do deep breathing and just noticing what the oxygen feels like as it's going through your nostrils and through your sinus cavity and down your throat and through your windpipe, and just imagining what it feels like, because we don't really have sensors in there, when it's filling up each node in your lungs, and what it feels like in your diaphragm when it expands, and then noticing what everything feels like when it contracts and it comes back out. Just bringing your awareness there. You don't have to breathe deep, but you can absolutely do that. Couple other things that I have kind of made up in the last couple years or gotten from friends. My friend Helen, whenever she needs a center and whenever she hears someone else needs a center, her advice is just look up. And it works better when you're outside because ceilings aren't that exciting. But when you look up outside, it doesn't matter if it's rain, shine, night, day, whatever. The sky is so expansive. There's so much there and we're so small. It just allows for you to feel really planted where you are. Now, one that I've started playing with recently is when I feel like I'm a little frazzled and I can't quite, like, I'm feeling uncentered and I need something really quickly to tie me back in. Is I go outside and I look for 3 living beings, not necessarily plants, but like if I can see a bird and an ant and maybe a squirrel, just the act of looking for them just zones me right back in, recenters me, and makes me feel like I'm back in my own body. Another thing that helps, I'm just gonna like playing with our fur babies. Maybe not when they're asleep because we're happy she's asleep. She's kind of a terrorist when she's awake, because she's a baby and a puppy, and that's just her job. But anyway, the NSA, by the way, they hear me refer to her as kind of a terrorist. They must think like I'm connected. I'm not. It's just a sheepadoodle, guys. Calm down. But whatever you do to center yourself, just make it a routine part of your day. Because what you don't want is to accidentally be spewing bad energy everywhere without realizing it. You just want to center yourself and emit that good energy. Now, another part of putting out good energy is just fucking being brave. That's it. Just being brave. And being brave does not mean that you have it figured out. It doesn't mean that you're taking the easiest way. It doesn't mean that you have like a 10-step action plan with subplans and blah, blah, blah. No, it means that you're just going to go and you're going to do the thing and you trust yourself to work it out. And it's admitting that you're not perfect and putting yourself out there regardless and making it okay that you're not perfect, being open about it. Okay. That is something that creates really cool energy. And I think we can all agree, and I'm just assuming that you guys are agreeing with me because no one's in the comments. And we can all agree that when we see someone out there doing stuff like this, like we may not even agree with what they're saying, but we can totally get aligned with their energy and we feel a little drawn to them, right? I think that's one of the reasons we really love improv, is because we're seeing people just like they're in it. They're being creative. They're throwing themselves full force into it. It may not even be that funny, but it's like, oh my God, they're doing this right here, right now in the moment. It's coming from nowhere. How cool is that? Anyway, that is my little spiel on good and bad energy and how it affects your business. If you're curious about more of this, please DM me. This is a lot of the work that I do with my clients. Because this isn't the stuff that you're gonna get from a business book or from an online course or from any of that. And how you manage your energy is so unique to who you are, what you've been through, and your personality. And so I love diving into this with my clients and helping them sort out how they can individually sort their energy to do this. Claire Holdcroft. Totally agree, Katie. Claire, I just love it when people agree with me. Thank you. And thumbs up back at you. Anyway, that is my live for this evening. I'm going to go now, turn off this ring light because it is going to screw up my circadian rhythm and make me stay up later than I want to tonight. But I just couldn't keep this all to myself. So thank you, Claire, for tuning in. And thank you, everyone else who is watching. If you have any questions about working with me or about energy in general, just shoot me a DM. I'd love to talk to you. Other than that, happy Tuesday. Have a good night. I'm going to get the heck off this futon. And I will talk to you all tomorrow. Okay? Good night. Katie out.